I went to visit my father's grave for the first time since his death, but something was waiting for me there, something that wasn't human, and it's still watching.
I've always been a daddy's girl. My mom left us when I was 6. She just woke up one morning, packed her things and moved to another state. I barely remember her. Only snatches of perfume and a quiet song she sang while putting me to bed. At first, my dad tried to look for her, to negotiate, but she wanted to leave us in the past. It never fit in my head, but over time I accepted it, even though I didn't understand it. 10 years later, I accidentally found out that she had another husband and a small child. I even wrote to her on social media. As a teenager, hormones and resentment boiled inside me. But my message went unanswered. And the second. And all the others. Then my dad had a serious talk with me. He managed to convey to me that you can't force a person to communicate with you. If she doesn't want to, we need to move on. After all, we have each other, that's enough. It's true. After she left, my dad did everything to make me feel safe. He worked 2 jobs, but always found time to read to me at night, help me with my homework, or just sit next to me when I was lonely. We were a team. Just him and me. When he got sick, I refused to believe for a long time that it was serious. Even when his voice weakened and his eyes grew dim, I kept telling myself that it was temporary, that soon everything would be like before. He also tried to smile, to cheer me up. Until the very end. He really clung to life. I knew it was for me. I have no one else, he was very afraid to leave me. I was on the threshold of a big life, I had just finished my studies. He regretted that he would not see his grandchildren, but he says that he will always be there, in my heart. Dad passed away in the fall. It was freezing rain that day. I almost didn't remember anything at the funeral, everything was like in a fog, like in a dream that was about to end. But it didn't end. It took me 6 months to bring myself to visit him at the cemetery. It was last week, late in the evening, almost night. The sun had set and the sky was still tinged with gray and purple when I walked through the creaking gates of the old cemetery. It was empty, except for the lonely shadows between the tombstones and the rustling of the wind in the tall grass. I walked slowly, almost on tiptoe, holding a small bouquet of my father's favorite yellow daffodils. When I approached his grave, the world around me seemed to fall silent. Even the wind died down. I squatted down, put the flowers down, straightened the crooked ribbon. Whispered something unintelligible, apologies, regrets, requests for forgiveness for not coming for so long. And suddenly I felt that I was not alone. The feeling was so sharp that I shuddered and stood up, looking around. And then I saw him. Between 2 old tombstones stood something, like a huge hare. Only it was wrong. Its fur, whitish and matted, looked wet and dirty, like a rag toy washed in a ditch. Its body seemed elongated, unnaturally thin, and its legs were too long. Its eyes were black, like 2 holes in reality, and they did not reflect a single glimmer of light. It looked like a cartoon character, I swear. He stood motionless, staring straight at me. I tried to find a logical explanation. Maybe this was someone's strange joke? A forgotten decoration? The delirium of my grief-stricken mind? But the hare was breathing. And very loudly, heavily, wheezing, as if each breath was difficult for him. Somehow human. I took a step back. And he did too. More precisely, he didn't walk, he seemed to slide forward, silently, unnaturally, like a puppet that someone was pulling on invisible strings. I froze, my heart pounding in my ears. And then he raised one of his long paws and slowly extended it toward me. I don't know why, but at that moment I was more afraid than anything in my life. I backed away in panic and ran away, almost falling in the darkness. My feet slid on the wet grass, my toes scratched the cold air. When I turned around for a second before the gate, I saw a hare standing at the edge of the world, at my father's grave. He wasn't chasing me. He was just watching. I got to the car, locked the doors and started the engine with trembling hands. The headlights snatched a narrow strip of road from the darkness. As I pulled away, I noticed out of the corner of my eye, in the distance, right at the exit from the cemetery, a whitish shadow flashed. Do you believe in the superstition that you can't go to the cemetery after sunset? I always thought it was stupid superstition. But I still Googled what it means to meet a hare in a cemetery. Almost all the superstitions say that it's a bad omen. Many write that a hare in a cemetery, especially after sunset, is a restless soul looking for someone to change places with. These superstitions made my hair stand on end. Sometimes a hare is just a hare, I told myself. But why was I so scared then? I felt something otherworldly, I swear. Never in my life have I felt anything like this. Animal fear inside. A feeling as if I saw something I shouldn't see. How can I explain what I felt? Honestly, a week has passed, and I still think about it. I even dream about this strange hare. It's so stupid, right?